Oh, what, man, I'm pure tripping, man. It's like a pure dimension of me. A universe of just me jumping on the me flume like me. Imagine me and me and me. I think about me all the time. It's only right to think about me. So happy with me. Alright, man. How's it going? Life at Grime Central. Lying in the flea pit. I'm just, look, I can't take my eyes off myself. Anyway, I was going to talk about this quickly. The subject of me. But not in the way that you might usually think. So, anyway, on January, I will have been, I'll be 2 years since my last drink. And I remember a time where I didn't even imagine that I would have made it to 30 years old. I always thought I was going to die young, and I lived like I was going to die young. Not just in terms of my drinking and drugs and madness, but also just being impulsive and never really like visualised what I would look or sound like older, like an old man. Never thought about having a family or getting married or having wee like nephews and nieces and connecting with my family again and all that. So sometimes, like, in all the busyness and madness of modern life, like, I have days where I really just sit and just reflect on that and just think how grateful I am for that, because I'm sitting here the new calm. I feel good. I feel content. I feel in control. It's obviously, if you follow it in a day, you know it's not always like that. I'm just a human being, a regular person, and sometimes I suffer from quite extreme moods. But the gift of not drinking means that each time I go through one of those experiences, I can learn more about what triggers those moods, what to watch for in my own thinking, so that I can try and avoid or have better solutions or coping mechanisms for problems. So, for example, I've always been an impulsive person. I like to have instant gratification because I find it comforting. I've always felt awkward in myself, uncomfortable, so I always turn to different things to try and escape from how I feel. And some of these things work and some of them don't. A lot of them don't, and a lot of them make me feel worse. So sometimes I might get a really intense idea, and then, you know, it'll be about, my life will become all about that. I'll become obsessed with it. So say like I'm watching, you might think this is funny, right, but I'll just be honest, right, and you can tell me if it's grandeur or if it's in reality or whatever. But like when I go out and talk sometimes or meet people and all that, people kind of jokingly say Loki for First Minister, right, which is a nice thing to say, and obviously is kind of meant half joking, right? But then one day I might actually like be watching a programme or a documentary or something, and I might just get like right so pissed off about what I'm seeing, I might just think, do you know what, that is what I'll do. I'll just, oh, fuck it, man, I'll just be the First Minister. I'll just have to try and do that. And then, so obviously I'm not saying that that's an impossible thing, but obviously at this point in my life it's not a realistic thing. But sometimes the intensity of the feeling is so striking and so like clear in my mind that I feel like that's the path that I'm on. And then I'm not really living in reality. So it's a fantasy that I'm not putting in its right place, because I've got lots of other things to do with my life. And that's just one example. It could be other things. The day I was like, the day that list came out, the list's 100, Hot 100. And I don't think I've ever been on that list. And every year the list comes out, I check it, and a part of me is like, I wonder if I'm on it this year. And then like I saw it, and every third person was like somebody I've worked with, or a night that I've played at, or somebody that I know, or whatever, you know, like, and part of me was happy for them, and then part of me was like, fuck this list. What do these cunts know? Oh, these cunts are fucking posh cunts. You know what I mean? Like, and then I just recognised it in myself. I was like, man, that's a shitty attitude. Do you know what I mean? Like, so the first thing I did was just like congratulate everybody who got messaged on it, because if I have that attitude, then it just makes me feel worse. So I guess, like, for me, stopping drinking, not just stopping drinking, but getting a map for living that's no perfect every day, but something to aspire to, then it's dead simple, because on a good day, you can measure how well your recovery's going by just how good you feel. And how good you feel is directly related to the way that you behave and act. So not responding to every impulsive thought. The day in college, I felt a wee bit out of kilter, because every time I spoke, a voice came into my head and says, are you still talking? It was like, I wasn't sure of my actual motives or motivations for each time I spoke, and that resulted in me feeling awkward. So, for example, say like I interject in something because I want to be a smart arse, or I interject in something because I want somebody to know about something that I've achieved in the past. So that's related to ego a wee bit. So as soon as those words come out my mouth, I feel the emotional result of no having a decent motive about something. Now I have the insight to know that, whereas before when I was drinking, even when I wasn't drinking, before that times I've stopped, like, that's kind of person I am, that's the way life's made me. I have a lot of those childlike qualities that I used to use for survival techniques that just carried through to adulthood, and I forgot that I didn't need them anymore. They're like out of date tools. So as much as things do get difficult, and when they do get difficult, I'm vocal about that as well. At the same time, the benefit of sobriety, or sober or not drinking or whatever, is this feeling deep down that no matter what happens, you'll manage, and that, you know, in a sense, your life is going to continue to be better than you could have ever imagined. Because, like, I'm glad I don't actually have an insight really into what I really am or what I'm really capable of, because it might just make me live out a reality again. But based on a couple of different ideas and things that I've done, and the way people talk to me, then one of my dreams is coming true already, because all I ever wanted when I was drinking was for people to think well of me. You know, and it mattered so much that I behaved like such a dick sometimes that people just didn't like me, and that made me feel worse. So that's nice that people are kind to me, and also people who don't like me, it doesn't matter as much anymore. Like, I don't get as annoyed about it. I'm only human, so I'm sensitive, but I'm no pure caught up in that. I'm no reacting to everything. I've got like a kind of filter where I go, right, I recognise that thought passing through, but it's just like a newsreel. I don't need to believe every single thing I see. Sometimes you miss them and they catch. Then you recognise the feeling. You're like, oh, hang on, that's that feeling. That's jealousy. 2 seconds. I'll just let that pass. Don't need to react. Don't need to respond. I guess I don't know if that's a simple way of explaining it. What recovery or sobriety or whatever offers you is the chance to see things as they are, accept people as they are, and stop comparing yourself to other people, because it's just a miserable existence where you just turn yourself inside out. If anybody here watching is struggling with anything, whether you drink or no, then I'm not lying when I say to you that a lot of the power to change how you feel lies with you. It might just be you need to take action on something. So maybe you need to go to a doctor. Maybe you need to talk to your pals. Maybe you need to do a good turn for somebody and no think too much about what you're getting back. Wee things like that change how you feel. They make you feel more connected to a kind of something deeper in life that we are a bit disconnected from because of the rampant egotism that's encouraged. So anyway, I just thought it was worth mentioning this stuff. I'm nearly 2 years since my last drink, as I said. Today I feel great. It'll be my second Christmas sober, and it's a great thing. It's a wonderful life, and I hope everybody out there is cool too. Peace out.